husband and I get asked all the time, what do you do if you can't forgive yourself? Sometimes what happens is we seek God's forgiveness, but we can't forgive ourselves. And then people come to us and ask for advice. And here's my best advice. Stop thinking about yourself. I mean this with all the love in my soul. Like, stop thinking about yourself, because the devil would love, what's on my wall? Anyway, the devil would love for you to look at the free gift of God's grace and mercy and forgiveness and whisper in your ear, "Psst, it's not enough. It's not enough." And what does that do to our idea of God when we fall into that trap? What does that do into our own self-image when we fall into that trap where all of a sudden God's forgiveness isn't enough? My advice for most problems in this world, of which I have had most of them, is stop thinking about yourself. I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm not saying that to be cruel. I'm not saying that to be accusatory. I'm saying that that is our human nature, is to center on self and be most interested in thinking about, talking about, planning about ourselves. When we truly put ourselves in a position of service, which is what the gospel tells us to do, which is what we are told and repeatedly shown that Jesus did, when we put ourselves to be of service and considering others and uncentering ourselves and showing up to serve others from a humble God-centered place, not from a place of like, I'm going to show up for them because then I'm going to ask them in 2 weeks to show up for me. And then it's like this tit for tat kind of like networking thing that I hated in the corporate world. And I sure hated even more in the religious world. Just stop thinking about yourself. Like, you don't have to forgive yourself. God already did. Period. Bottom line. You don't have to get on board with it. I don't care. I don't care if you're not on board with it. I don't care if you don't believe what's in the Bible. The Bible's the truth, whether or not you get on board with it. You're forgiven. If you've repented, you're forgiven, whether or not you get on board with it. And the devil would love to trip you up, waste your time, and tie you down with his lies, making you think that you have to buy in to who God is, was, and always will be, who he only God can be in your life, which is the source of forgiveness. You don't have to forgive yourself. All you have to do is stop thinking about yourself and ask God how you can show up to serve others. That's it.